Hi everybody. Today I am doing khasta kachori, a kind of bread which is deep fried, and it is normally liked by a potato curry that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to do everything. I'm going to make the dough, I'm going to do the filling, and I'm going to make the potato curry also with it. For that, what all I need, the first thing that I'm going to be doing, because I'm doing so many things, so I'll show you one by one what am I doing and how am I going to be doing it with the ingredients simultaneously. So the first thing that we need here for the filling of this bread, which is called kachori, I need lentil. Now it is this lentil, white lentil, which is called urad dal, urad dhuli dal, and I had soaked it for about 40 minutes in lukewarm water. I'm going to grind it, coarsely grind it, not really make a paste of it, out of it, and then cook it. So I'm going to drain as much water as I can from this that I soaked it in, and I'm going to go and grind it right here in front of you. Okay, so I will empty the bowl into my jar of the mixer. I'm going to lock it, and please bear with the noise that this grinder is going to make. Okay, so this is kind of now grinded as in like this. I'm going to grind it a little more. Open it and check. Okay, so yes, it is kind of coarsely grounded. I'll show you what it looks like. So it looks like this, and now we need to cook it. So what all I need to cook it, I'll show you one by one. Take this out and keep this aside as well. Okay, so I'm going to take a pan now. I'll move this a little this side so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm taking a pan here, which is my old pan that I'm going to be using. I really don't want to use a new pan and spoil it, so I'm using an old pan which I normally use for these kind of things. This is olive oil that I'm taking, about 2 tablespoons. It just takes a lot of time for the oil to come out. Okay, till the time my oil kind of warms up a little, I'll show you what all I need. This is cumin seeds that I have actually powdered here. Then I have dhania whole seeds, which is coriander seeds that I have taken, and I've coarsely grinded it as well in my mixer. Then I have about 4 pinches of asafoetida. This is optional. If you don't want, if you don't like the smell, then it's fine, but this is good actually for digestion, and because this particular bread is deep fried and the lentil is also a little heavy, so we use asafoetida basically for that. Then here I have sof, which is fennel seed that I've grinded again in my mixer, and here I have about half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. So I will put everything together in the oil now. Give it a little mix. Increase the flame. I've lowered the flame because I was showing you the ingredients. So I've lowered the flame a little here. Just cook this for half a minute, till the time that nice aroma starts coming out, and that's when you know that they've properly cooked. And now I'm going to add the dry powdered spices. I'm going to take about half a teaspoon of coriander powder. We don't need to add too much of coriander powder to this because I've added coriander seeds also. So about 4 pinches of turmeric powder, which is haldi that we call it. And here I have red chili powder. So again about literally 4 pinches that I'm adding. I don't add too much of chili powder in my food, if you've noticed. So just 4 pinches of each. Give it a little mix. And now I'm going to add the lentil that I had just grinded in front of you. Add some water to my grinder pot so that I can clean it properly. I'll lower the flame and yes, I've added all the lentil that I had coarsely grinded in my mixer. I'll give it a mix. I've lowered the flame, if you've noticed, and now I'm adding salt to taste. I'm adding about 1 teaspoon of salt in this. Now I will keep this on the other flame and I will cover it and let it cook for about 5 minutes on lower flame. Now I'm doing a potato curry as well. Here what all I need is, I have taken about 3 big large potatoes and I have cut them into 4 pieces. The pieces are pretty big, so I've cut them into 4 pieces. I'm going to make this in my pressure cooker, which doesn't take much time. This is about 2 big tomatoes that I've taken. I've chopped them roughly as well. And then I have powdered spices here that I'm going to be adding. This is turmeric powder, about 5 pinches that I've taken, asafoetida. Then here I have cumin seeds, which is zira. Some paprika powder to give my curry a little color, about half a teaspoon of paprika. And I've taken 1 tablespoon here of coriander powder. This is fenugreek leaves that I've taken, and I've slit about 3 chilies here. And this is all that I need for my potato curry. So I'm going to switch on the other flame, take out my pressure cooker, and to this I will add some clarified butter. So about 1, 2, 3 and 3.5 tablespoons of clarified butter I've taken. This needs to be made in clarified butter only because it gives a very nice flavor to it. But if you don't like clarified butter, you can use any oil that you prefer. You can cook this in vegetable oil also. Just lower this so that you can see it a little better. Alright, this is good. So now that the clarified butter is kind of little hot, I will add all the dry spices that I have here along with the green chilies, but I will not add the fenugreek leaves at this point of time. So everything together, one by one. First is the cumin seeds with asafoetida. Just cook this a little. Now, if you can see, switch on the light actually. You can see asafoetida and the cumin seeds are nice and brown, I'll add the green chilies, the turmeric powder, the paprika powder, and the coriander powder. Just give this a little mix. And now I'm adding the chopped tomatoes. These are 2 chopped tomatoes that I have here. I'll add salt so that the tomatoes don't take time to cook. So 1.5 teaspoon of salt that I'm adding here. Give it a nice mix, and on high flame I'll keep cooking it till the time the tomatoes are nice and soft. Now the tomatoes that I had taken, they were not really salad tomatoes, they were kind of soft, so it will not take really much time. If you want to use canned tomatoes, tin tomatoes, you can use tin tomatoes as well, but don't use tomato puree because that will only give the color and not, you will not see tomatoes. And this is basically tomato and potato curry that we make with this particular bread. I do this in pressure cooker so that it doesn't take time. A lot of people do it in a lot of different ways. I also do it in a lot of different ways, but this is the easiest and quickest, doing it in the pressure cooker. And because of course I don't have much time and I don't want the video to be very long, so I'm doing this in the pressure cooker. So if you can see, the tomatoes are kind of nice and mushy now. I will add the potatoes to it without the water because the water is cold, and normally I put them in the my potatoes in the water so that it doesn't discolor. So I've added the potato without this cold water. I'll give it a little mix, and now I'll add hot water to this. So for 3 big tomatoes, I've added about half a cup of water, and I'll close the lid and increase the flame and let it cook for about say about 2 minutes, and the potatoes are going to be done. This curry is going to be done, and after this I'm going to make a dough for the dough for the bread that I'm going to be making. So I will put the camera a little back and show you how I make the dough. Till then, the potato and of course the filling is going to get ready. Okay, so here I have my flour, which is all-purpose flour, white flour that I'm using, and I've taken about 2 cups of flour here. I'm going to add salt to this, about 2 teaspoons of salt that I've added, and then this is ajwain. Ajwain is parsley seeds. I'll show you what it actually looks like from close. So parsley seeds, I'm adding about half a teaspoon of parsley seeds to this, and I am going to add some vegetable oil. So I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil to this. I'll give it a nice mix and see if I need more vegetable oil or if this is enough. Now to check, I've shown you how we check if the oil is good enough, because this needs to be crispy, the bread. So we do this and see if it is coming together. I'll add say about another half a tablespoon of oil because this is still not as I would like it to be. So I'll give it a mix now. And yeah, so it is kind of done. If you see it like coming together like this in your hand, that means the flour is nicely mixed and it has the right amount of oil in it to make the bread nice and crisp. Okay, so I'm adding little by little some lukewarm water. Now the dough for this needs to be medium soft, not really very soft. So little by little that I'm going to add water. Oops. I just tend to make a lot of noise when I'm working in the kitchen. Okay. So a little more oil. Sorry, a little more water that I've added, not oil, I'm sorry. And I'll knead it till it all comes together. As you can see, the bowl is all again clean today and the dough is ready. I'm going to just take some oil in my hand, about half a teaspoon, and grease my dough. And I will cover this with, you can cover it with a kitchen towel, or you can cover it even with a plate, but I'm covering it with a kitchen towel here. And I'll keep this aside for about 10 minutes. And then I'll come back and show you what the dough looks like. And my potato vegetable is also going to be ready by then. And so will the filling also should be ready by then. I'll see you in about 5 minutes. Okay, so now I'll show you what the filling looks like. The lentil filling that I had put in the pan and I was cooking. So it is all nice and dry. I will take it out in a bowl. This filling is quite a bit, I actually normally make extra and I keep it in the fridge, or I even freeze it for the next time. So I just do it in one go. Okay, so the filling now is here in my bowl. I'll keep this aside and I will show you what my potato curry looks like. I'll take out the steam. You really don't have to take out the steam, but I'm taking it out to show you what it looks like. Okay, now I will use a spoon like this. You can even use a masher. The potatoes are nicely cooked, but I'm going to mash the potatoes a little, not all of them, but like some potatoes I'm going to mash, make them into small pieces. Something like this. So the potatoes are done. And the last thing that I need to do is to add some fenugreek leaves that I had taken out. So I'm going to take them, all of them in my hand, put them between my palm and rub them a little so that they leave the aroma, and put them all together in the potato curry. So it'll look like this if I can get it a little closer. So this is ready. I'm going to keep my cooker pot aside, and in a big karhai that I have, I'm going to take that out. I've put some oil in it and I was heating it on a flame. I'm going to get this closer and switch on the flame here on this one till my oil heats up nicely. I have to be a little careful, it's just moving quite a bit, I don't know why. Okay, let's lower the flame and get it here. Okay, I hope you can see it, but I'm going to take the camera back now and show you my dough that I had just done in front of you. I'll do the filling also and make about 3 to 4 kachoris that we call these fried breads, and then make them, fry them and show them to you. So I'm taking the camera a little back. Okay, here's my filling. I have my rolling pin and the dough now looks like this. So if you see these little white spots on the dough, that means the dough is nice and it is ready. So I'll take it out from the bowl, give it a little, I'm going to like kind of knead it a little for say about 10 seconds on my platform, and I'm going to take, let's say, half of it, a little from it, sorry, and I'm going to take out balls as big as these that I have in my hand. So 2 and then 3, and I'll take one more from the dough. So 4 balls like this. I'll make the balls, put them aside, and now I need to start rolling them. So I'll grease my countertop a little and roll them like this with the help of my rolling pin. Put this in my hand, and here I have the filling. So I take little from the filling, put it right in the center, not too much of it, just very little, about half a tablespoon, and I will roll them like this. Keep it aside, get another one, roll it with my rolling pin, put it in my hand, half a teaspoon of the filling, and then roll it like this, like how you make folds. So you have to make folds and roll it like this, and then again make a ball like this. Flatten it a little. I did not flatten the first one. This is the third one that I'm doing, so I'll do just 4 of them to show you. And then the filling again, half a teaspoon, and I'll do folds like this. Make a ball again, press it between my palm, and now is the last one. So if you see, I'm not really rolling them very thin. It's supposed to be as thick as this. Put it between, put it on my hand, another half a tablespoon, and then make folds like this. And then roll it again into a ball, press it between my palm. Now I need to roll these again. So I'm going to grease my countertop and very gently I'm going to roll them again. Now you have to be careful that the filling doesn't come out and it is evenly spread. So you can see that the filling is all evenly spread and the thickness that I've kept is this much. So I'll do the rest of them also. So that's the thickness that I've kept. The third one. This has kind of come out a little, but that's all right. It's just that it'll not be fluffy when I put it in the oil, that one, but the rest of them should be okay. All right. So now I have these 3 kachoris ready to go into the oil. I'll take you where my oil is. Oh, my drawers were open, so I had to close them. So the oil is kind of hot now. Now to check if it is nice and hot, I'm going to take just this bit from the dough and put it in the oil. If it comes up, that means the oil is hot enough for the kachoris to go in. And this has to be fried on medium-low flame. So if you can see, it is kind of coming up. There are bubbles, so just slowly coming up. Just need the oil to be a little more hot actually. It has though come up. I'll give another a minute for the oil to be a little more hot. Okay, I think the oil is nice and hot now. So one by one, I'll start putting them in the oil. And I'm not putting too many, I'm just putting 4 at a time. Just keep moving the spatula like this. You can see they started coming up. It'll start coming up one by one. Just very gently keep pressing them. They're all up in the oil now. Just keep pressing them gently. This again takes little time, so just be very patient when you're doing this. You can see it's nice, and one of them, not all of them. I think I have done too much of filling. This one is fine. So instead of half a tablespoon, just do a little less filling, and then they'll be all nice and puffy. Okay, so I'll turn them. Now they're becoming puffy, so it is good. Filling is fine. I just kind of worried I've done too much of filling in it. So yes, nice and puffy. But again, on low medium flame, you have to keep frying them. Turn them. You have to keep turning them, like very nicely and gently you have to turn them. And keep pressing them in between. Keep putting the oil on them. I'll increase the flame a little now. Oh, this video is going to be long. Just because this takes little time, this video is going to be actually a little long. But trust me, this is very, very delicious. Not an everyday thing. And it actually comes from a place called Rajasthan. From all cities, you know, Rajasthanis do this. And you would see, you know, for breakfast people having this. There are shops who, you know, do this, and they're like actually famous in Rajasthan. So anytime if you ever happen to go to Jaipur or Jaisalmer, anywhere in Rajasthan, you will find people having this for breakfast and even during the tea time. So This is actually a delicacy, and they do filling with different things. You know, you can get onion kachoris, you can get aloo, which is potato kachori, different lentils actually. So filling depends actually whatever you prefer. And my favorite is pyaz ki kachori, which is definitely from one of the shops that they do for breakfast. But I normally do the lentil kachori, and I can, you can make them and you can store them also for about 3 to 4 days and have them whenever you're having your tea in the evening. Tea as in like tea, not dinner, but with your tea. Indian tea, if you have ever had. Indian tea is kind of little sweet, much more sweeter than the English tea here. So with Indian tea, this is excellent. You don't need the potato curry, you can just have it with your tea. Just a bite of this and then sip your tea. So it is excellent. They are kind of ready now. So another, let's say half a minute, and I'm going to take them out and show you. This needs really a lot of patience. Okay, so they're almost done. I'll take them out one by one in a plate. They will change the color a little, but they're nice when they're hot like this with the potato curry that I've just shown you. Okay, so I will put them in the plate, 2 of them at least. Alright, so this is what my plate is now looking like. I have my potato curry, then I have my kachori that I've just done, and I have some green chutney with it, which is mint and coriander chutney that I always have in my fridge. I've done a video also of it if you want to go and have a look at it. So this is kachori and aloo ki sabzi that I've done today. I hope you've liked watching this video as much as I've enjoyed making this video for you. Please like if you've liked it. Please share it with as many people as you can, and leave a comment if you want me to do something else also. Thank you for watching today. Have a good day. Bye bye.